This is August 26th, and this is a recording of the Mill Hill School Building Committee meeting being held virtually on a teleconference call. Okay, we'll now open the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the
United
States of America,
and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and
justice for all.
Good. Okay, everybody. So we've got 5 members on board.
Tom, this is Jeremy Budsey, and I'm on as well.
Oh, good. Hi, Jeremy.
Great.
We've got 6. All right. The first thing on the agenda tonight is to approve all the special meeting minutes and a variety of other minutes that we've had since February. I'll read them off. I'm not going to read individually, just the dates. We had a regular meeting February 26th. We had special meetings April 14th, May 13th, July 6th, July 20th, and August 13th. Okay, I will take a motion to approve the minutes.
Yep,
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay. Second?
I'll second it.
Okay.
Jason.
Any comments from the committee? Okay. All right, the minutes are approved as written then. Next one is the approval of invoices. Okay. We have a total invoices of $153,674.51. Very quickly, Mark, can you go through the key vendors in that, please?
Yep. This is Gilbane's first construction pay application of $93,500. Silver Petrocelli's, essentially it was for some construction administration time and the rest of the soil environmental testing, reporting. Colliers, there are 3 invoices from Van Zelm, who is our construction commissioning agent. All 3 dated from April, May, and July. This would encompass the review of the contract documents and then some of the upfront work for construction. We have Hearst Media, which is the second time for the glass and glazing bid that was opened in July. And then Surma, which is the builder's risk policy for the project, which was essentially $27,000.
Okay. All those are on budget or in the budget?
Within budget, yes.
Okay. I'll take a motion to approve.
This is Jeremy. I'll make a motion.
I'll make it.
Okay, Jeremy, a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll make a second, Melanie.
Okay, Melanie's got a second. Okay, I'll take comments from anybody on the committee on any of these. I've looked at all of them. They all look copacetic. I know Mark has looked at them. I'd like to, as soon as we can get together, set up Jeremy so I have another set of eyes looking at these.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
But right now, they all look okay.
They're all within budget, which is good. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Any comments from the committee? Not hearing any, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? No opposed. Ayes have it. Okay. Approval of stormwater monitor. Okay. That is what we have to provide to take care of our inland wetlands. And we have Walt Stapleton who has done the last two schools and done an incredible job. And the stuff that you got on email showed Walt total expense projection of $10,000. Okay. Before we comment, can I have a motion to approve?
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay. Jason, second?
Yep.
Okay. Now, we need to have somebody, and this person is acceptable to the Conservation Department. I've worked with Walt. He's a down-to-earth, good guy, and he does a good job for conservation. I have no issues. Anybody else have any comments?
No comments from me.
Okay. Pardon me?
No comments from
No.
me. This is Jeremy.
All right. Do you have a question, Jerry? I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
No, I just said no comments. Makes sense.
Oh, okay. Okay, not having any comments. Call for a vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Aye has it. Okay, next one. Item 5 on the agenda. Is it approval of the FF&E package for the OSCGNR? I love all the initials. It's an unbelievable initial world. What you're approving is a lot of blank pages, okay? Because they're not filled in yet. But what you're approving is a plan, okay? Processes that all have to be approved by a building committee before the state considers repayment of anything. Mark, does that cover it?
Yes. The building committee's approval is the first step, and then we go to the Board of Ed and the superintendent of schools, and then we go to the building officials, and we need all 7 signatures prior to heading up to the state for plan completion review, which will be conducted by the Office of State Grants, and that's the final check on to make sure that what we're putting out to bid is acceptable for reimbursement.
Okay.
So is it an itemized list of what? If it's mostly empty, what are we approving?
Well, it's the furniture that has been vetted by Fairfield Public Schools, and the principal and his group of teachers themselves that have gone through. Basically, it's new furniture for the kindergarten classes for the addition, some additional furniture for the music classrooms to supplement what they already have, and then some office furniture for some of the offices that get created with the renovation.
Okay, so it's based on principal, staff, and also the ed spec, whatever's in
Correct.
what we're.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, great.
Correct. Yeah, this is David. Yep.
Okay, before we go any further, I need a motion to approve, and then we can discuss.
Yeah,
So
I
I
just
have a
said that.
motion to approve. Okay. Second? Second?
I'll second it, Jason.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now, any other comments? David?
No, I just to summarize again, this is purely just furniture items that was developed through programming meetings with the educators. It is an itemized list and a floor plan and a specification. The estimates are essentially within your projected budget. So we will be reviewing with the state. Mainly they look at obviously whether or not the equipment is educationally appropriate, which it is, but also to make sure that we have made accommodations in each of the spaces for ADA, which we have. So this is a fairly standard process. It's a similar process to what we did with the Phase 1 entire project, but it's only focused in on furniture. And there is no technology that's part of it. So although we say FF&E, this is just furniture. So it's essentially desks and chairs and office equipment, as Mark mentioned.
Okay, and also I might add, we are not replacing furniture in existing classrooms. This is putting in furniture in new classrooms.
Right, and the millwork, the built-in millwork isn't considered a part of the FF&E package, correct?
No, millwork, anything that's essentially fastened to the wall, we integrated into the Phase 1 Gilbane construction project.
You're right. Okay. Any other thoughts or comments from the committee? Not hearing any, I'll call for a vote.
I'm sorry. Comments. Norm, I'm just trying to keep up with the documentation, and I see the page that you sent out that says OSCGNR Phase 2 FF&E, but my page following that is something different. Am I missing something?
I don't know.
My next page says Gilbane change order, and it goes into contaminated soil.
No, that was just a placeholder to talk to this.
Okay.
There's no numbers yet. There's no numbers.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I get it. That's what you meant by it's all blank.
Yeah.
It was all blank. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
there's 22
I sent out
pages. Yeah. You sent out about 22 pages, but of things that they're approving in terms of items, but no cost.
Correct.
So, right.
Yeah. All we're doing is saying that we meet the criteria that the state is looking for.
Correct. Okay? Cool.
But
okay.
It has no cost allocations at this point. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments or thoughts? Not hearing, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? All ayes have it. Okay, change order. The change order that was attached to the deck, is for contaminated soil containment. We discussed this at our last meeting, and that is for the Fairfield pile, basically, out and back towards the playground, where we have to remediate that, but we can't do it this year because the town and the state have not come to an agreement on their processes and consent order. So for us to continue the project, we have to bury it basically until next summer. And we got approval from Conservation and the state DEP that if we put down 4 inches of stone, rubberized plastic covering, it's called enough of a encapsulation that we can go on with the project. So, and it's going to cost us $109,000 to do that. Originally, at the last meeting, our original estimates was that it was going to be $150. Since then, we pared it down. Pardon me?
That was based on needing more gravel, though, wasn't it? 6 inches of gravel?
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Correct. The $150,000 number was based on 6 inches of stone on top of it.
That's right. We went from 6 to 4 inches of gravel, and and it saved us close to $50,000. So
nice.
But we're down to $100,000, and we need to do it because we have no choice. Okay.
May I ask? Didn't we already approve something up to that number?
We approved.
Last time?
We did not approve it. We took a sense of the committee the last meeting.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Right. I remember. Okay.
Yep. We did not approve anything. But we needed to get the ball started. So I asked for a sense of the committee. And, the sense is we got to do it.
Yeah.
So I'll call for a motion to approve.
Norm, motion to approve.
Okay. Do I have a second, please?
Melanie will second.
Okay. Now, comments from the committee. I think we've done a due diligence in getting it down to cost-wise to a lesser amount, anyways.
Yeah. And
I'm satisfied with that.
Clarify.
I'm sorry?
Just to clarify, Tom, this area is not where children or anyone other than Gilbane will be, correct? Like this is
That's correct.
Within the red fencing? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, any other comments from the committee? Not hearing any, I'll call for approval or a vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Next is to approve ATP. Okay. On an ATP, Mark, do you want to explain it?
It is Gilbane's correct. It is Gilbane's terminology for authorization to proceed. So
Okay.
basically, upon signing that, you are committing the town to the change order.
All right, now,
It authorizes them to proceed with the work.
okay. Now, let me, this is to authorization to proceed for an infrared scanner, which will take everybody's temperature and log it in by person on anybody coming onto the site, so that all the workers, okay, and construction personnel will have to go through this scanner, okay, every day, and we'll keep track of their temperatures, and anybody that doesn't meet the criteria will not be allowed to work. And what it is, it's trying to do the best we can for the kids that we got responsibility for. And this is a fairly cheap way of doing it. It's an scan.
Is this not something that's already built into like Gilbane's protocols on their own independently?
No, it's not. No, this is our protocol.
Okay.
Gilbane's protocol has been to defer to each school district. In some districts, they want somebody, a medic, to take the temperature. Some districts, this will do. In other districts, just a sign sheet by the workers saying they're okay.
Yeah.
I don't think a sign sheet is proof enough for me, okay, to allow them onto the property. So I'm requesting the committee to approve this as part of our safety budget.
May I ask? This is this scanner protocol is one that was developed by our town, or our school district?
No, it was developed by myself and Gilbane.
Okay.
On other projects, Fairfield Public, on other projects where students are occupying the building, Fairfield Public Schools has had the general contractor take temperatures of the workers on site as they enter on. But this is going to be, that was 10 workers maybe a day, versus you can get upwards of 25 to 50 a day.
Yeah, no, listen, I get it. My only concern is that we're going to do this, and then somebody somewhere down the line is going to be like, well, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do something else. I didn't know if that's not a possibility and it's up to us, then great. If it is,
no,
who might that be?
Satisfied. I was told they'd be satisfied with a document that says they took their temperature at home and they're fine.
Okay, cool.
Which is exactly what the Fairfield Public Schools is asking all students and staff to do. So, I mean, I know it's a small amount of money, but still $4,200 isn't. I mean,
well, no, it's not the money. It's just that Yeah, no,
know
for
that
me it
there's
wasn't the
proof
money.
that-
Yeah, it was the.
I don't know that there's proof, though, that even taking temperatures is an indicator
Well,
of, you know, that's
the
hard.
Well, that's the only thing that everybody's going by.
I mean, so my only question would be, is there, I mean, sounds high tech. I mean, can we just get someone to take a temperature? Like, you know, the touchless, like what is the difference between the $4,200 infrared or whatever and a thermometer scan?
I think the key thing.
Go ahead.
One of the key things I like about the scan is that temperature is recorded onto a QR code, and that they actually can track that person. If I'm not mistaken, am I correct on that? You can actually track the person.
That's correct. But beyond that, Katie, you on the line?
Yep, that's
Katie
correct.
Hurley.
Just a little background. So we did explore the concept as well of hiring a medic who would be trained professional for 4 hours a day taking temperature. That equals $600 per day. So over a course of a year, that was about $180,000. So it was suggested by our safety people with the concept of Tom's request of wanting something more than the workers to just self-certify their temperature, that what will happen is the workers will walk through or, you know, past this infrared scanner. It'll barcode back to them, so it'll say, John Smith today had a temperature of 99. The next day we'll know that John Smith, based on QR code, has a temperature of 98.6 for Fred Smith. So to track each person with the QR code that'll be tagged to each person. So the thought was, opposed to spending $180,000 for a manned person to do the labor part of the temperature, that it was more economical and still met Tom's desire for the $4,200 for the infrared scanner.
Does everybody on the committee get that?
Yeah, it's a little windy, but I mean, my concern here for that kind of money is just like, you know, we have how many children entering the building and staff, and we're all asked to do it independently. I mean, if it were a couple $100, but it seems like a large item to be, and I get it, you can track the person and stuff, but, and I don't know if there's like protocol to have like a medic. I mean, I'm just wondering, is there no like site manager that would be responsible for check in and check out? Like, isn't there someone there who is a site manager who checks in and checks out everyone anyway? Would that person be able to scan a forehead and log it?
There's liability issues with that.
Yeah,
And
you
a
need to
scanner
have
wouldn't bring any liability issue? Like,
well,
who's responsible
what's
for the scanner?
What's also the procedure if there is a temperature?
They're not allowed on the property.
Right, but then what happens to anybody in, you know, who's potentially been exposed to them or God knows what? I worry about the snowball effect.
Oh, you know what?
So
I'm not trying to solve the whole pandemic. All I'm trying to do is keep people off the property that are running a temperature. Period.
Oh, totally. No, I completely understand that. I'm just wondering why we can't do it with a handheld thermometer. Why do we have to have such
It's a
equipment?
You know, if we're going to do it by a handheld thermometer, we have to hire a medical person.
Oh.
Okay? And otherwise,
Hi,
we got
this
all
is
sorts of
Hector. This is Hector. Hi. Yeah, I have seen it on construction sites, and the handheld is not exactly very reliable. You know, I mean, in terms, sometimes it doesn't really work, and it's very, people are getting lax on enforcement, and I don't, you know, it just becomes a very sort of almost casual. People, they get very casual. I think if you have the infrared, it's really good insurance for the town and for the, you know, for us, for the community also, because it's also being used by, I have seen it also being used in factories, and you know, there is no way around it. You know, you walk in and the thing rings a bell.
Yeah. So what happens to the equipment itself after we're done with it? I mean, we have it for a year, and then whose property is it?
Well,
It would be the
property.
town of Fairfield.
That's right.
Okay.
Oh, good. So it could be repurposed, possibly.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Great. I think that's great. And if I may just say, to your point, Tom, we're not trying to solve the pandemic. What we're able to do here is provide a really reliable data point for others if they see fit to make protocols or anything like that. I'd be a little bit reluctant to vote on a protocol not knowing much about medical things, but I think providing a data point at a very good price point is pretty great for us. So
Okay,
I would move to approve.
So the person comes to site, they get scanned, they have an elevated temperature, the machine buzzes, and then who ensures that person leaves?
So it's true. I can talk to that. So this device has a cloud system on it. So all the information is tracked on the cloud, and any temperature that's taken at above 100.4 degrees sends automatic notifications to whoever's in the system. So it would be the Gilbane staff that would be receiving that information. It's almost live. When I talk to the technician, it's within 30 seconds of that temperature that we get the notice. And then we can go back to the employee that did come in at a high temperature, and we would escort them off the property. And then we would also ask them who they've been in contact with that morning within that time frame, and we would escort them off the property as well.
I think the big selling point with this system is because there's a QR code, because there's a way to track them. Just track them is the key right now. We know what they're doing every day. We know what their temperature is. It's the tracking, and then that's a huge part in my eyes, I think.
Can we send the students through it also?
I was thinking the same thing.
I was totally thinking the same thing. This seems like, you have, and that's fine, it's two separate things. I understand that. You have, the purpose of construction and whatever, but it seems like almost funny that the students would have less of a screening process than the actual people working independently, but it's separate.
Well, we're just good, okay? Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Jeremy, I'll make a motion.
The ATP. Norm? Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second. This is Jeremy.
Hector?
Okay. Any other comments before we vote? Okay.
Katie, you're pretty confident that this. I just wanted to hear from Katie that she feels like this is a, worth like a nice chunk of our change here. Seems like it's going to be a good thing.
I think that this is. I think that for the price of this is the most responsible thing to ease assurance to any concerned parents who might be on site. And I look at it similar to the concept how we do background checks on all the workers. That is really just adding that additional layer of assurance and safety to between the workers and the students on site.
Okay. Any other comments from our committee? Not hearing them, we'll hold a vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Do I have opposed? Or are they all ayes? Okay, they're all ayes, I take it. New business. I just got a note in today from Woodard and Curran, who's our environmental consultant, saying that they did all the contracted for remediation on the property was finished this past Friday, August 21st. And they are now filing all the paperwork, and they will be sending the problem product to sites beyond in Connecticut, I told. So we have done all the remediation that we plan to do this summer. Number 2, under Woodard and Curran also, they will be doing an interior environmental assessment. Well, they'll go in and do air tests of the buildings to make sure that we have at least a baseline of what the building is like right now, so that when we progress further, we'll be sure that we're not making anything worse than what it is. Okay? Those are the two things. Yeah.
I'd like to bring up some new business. It's Jason. I want to discuss about, I think it's important, especially now when we're in this building stage and there are a lot new players that we have yet to meet just here on the phone. I'd like to make a recommendation that we should start holding at least one of our meetings monthly in person at the Board of Ed building in their room, starting with the September meeting. I think that location keeps us out of the schools, which is a good thing. It won't raise any questions. Number 2, the BOE is starting to start live meetings starting September 8th, in-person meeting. And I think with their protocol, and Sal, if he's still on the call, can correct me, they have their own safety protocols. Obviously, you have to still do 6 feet and everything, and mask on and stuff. But I think that location may suit us well for future meetings.
Yeah, I have no objection to that whatsoever. I think it goes to, will the town allow us to do that? And B, if there is room on the agenda or for that room that will fit into our time slots. Outside of that, I have no problems. Any other comments from the committee? Thoughts? Preference to keep virtual versus real?
I think if anybody, it still allows the flexibility to call in if you're uncomfortable. We have a 3 people minimum, or maximum rather. So if someone's uncomfortable, they can still call in. So.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
correct.
They can still
and
call in.
We still have to follow the protocols, obviously, of the town and the state. So everyone still has to wear masks. I believe, and if Sal's on, he can correct me, if that BOE conference room is set up already to meet all the town and state standards, right? No chairs aren't together. It's actually separated 6 feet or whatever the distance is.
Sal?
Is there any outdoor area that we could meet?
I had to turn my mute off. I'm sorry. Sal here.
Okay.
Yes, we would. The room setup would be appropriate. The room setup, the boardroom setup, every time there's an event to the specifications of that event, and you would have to do it per, social distancing protocols, and obviously mask everywhere and so on and so forth. So the only comment that I would have for you is that, and Tom, you can correct me if I'm wrong or dive into it a little bit further. I believe you approved a meeting schedule that included the meeting locations at the beginning of the year, or the end of last year. So
that's correct.
You might have I think at one point you might want to check with the town clerk. I think you might have to reapprove a new one with all the new locations.
Yes, we will.
So that it's not a special meeting.
Yeah, we will have to do that, or they'll all be special meetings. But once you make a permanent change, you can then go back and call them regular meetings. I've already checked that out with the town clerk.
Okay, very good.
So,
that would be my only comment. Very good. You're ahead of me.
Okay. Thoughts from anybody? We're not casting anything in stone. We're just going to make some inquiries and then see what we can do. And then we'll get back to you. Okay?
Yeah, this is Norm. I would suggest even if we had to have it at a different time, if the room was available, it might be worth our while to try and use it when we can.
I will get all the options before the committee, Norm. Okay? And then
Sounds
the committee
good.
can decide. I don't have any other new business. Anybody else?
Just sort of hoping if oh, sorry.
Yeah, the only other thing I will tell you, we've had 2 formal neighbor complaints, which we've handled, so okay. One was the neighbor complained that we started our heavy-duty machinery at 7 o'clock in the morning, and that interfered with her sleep cycle. They wanted us to start much later. Katie was kind enough to go back and put in a 7:30 start time for the heavy-duty machinery. But that's as best we can do without screwing up our scheduling. So we have changed heavy-duty machinery. Start up at 7:30 rather than 7. 7, by the way, is legal. The second complaint was a neighbor next door was complaining, and I think rightfully so, that our fencing interfered with their ability to see oncoming traffic. Drew went there and took a look at it, and either is that remedied or is process of remedy. Drew, you got a comment on that?
Yep. Yeah, so that is correct. So I did go over there, and it looked like we probably were shortening her line of sight by 15 to 20 feet. So this Friday, our fence contractor is lined up to go back to that corner and basically pull the corner of the fence into the property further and give her the view that she originally had.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, is there a possibility for someone just to talk about how things are going on site and
that's what
schedule
we're going to do right now.
That? Beautiful.
That's what we're doing right now. That's a project update. Katie, would you like to do it?
I can probably give the project update. Yeah, I'll give the update. So right now, the site enabling work is well underway. And when I say that, it's basically all the work we have to get done in place prior to us really kicking off the construction on the site. And it's specifically the things that we really need to get done before students and teachers come back to school. So right now we're actively working on the sanitary bypass, where the existing sanitary from the neighboring street uphill was running underneath the school, with alternate number 1 being accepted. We are now diverting it back into the street. That should be completed by end of day tomorrow, so you'll see us working through the parking lot tomorrow in that area. We have to relocate the fire main that goes into the building to provide sprinkler coverage. So that work started today. It's roughly 3 to 4 days to make the new connection and basically route the fire main from outside the footprint of the addition for the music room. Selective demo has now been completed, as previously noted in today's meeting, so that is great. And the temporary partitions within the school started yesterday, basically separating our construction areas from the active school areas that's going to be beginning. With the temporary partitions and temporary egresses being put in place, we have to adjust some exit signage, add some exit signage, and adjust the hardware for safe egress. And that has begun as well and should be complete by the end of this week. The exciting thing for us is tomorrow morning our field trailer will be delivered to site. We'll start setting that up so we can move our temporary office out of the gymnasium and into the actual trailer. And then going into next week's work, we are looking at starting the foundation excavation and the rock removal at the music addition, which is on the southeast side of the school, and then establishing that laydown area, which is part of that change order to kind of contain the dirty soils and basically encompass it with the 4 inches of stone. And it's really just kicking us off into a great September start of construction.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions from the committee or thoughts?
I have a thought. It's Heather. I was wondering, are we going to make, or when I say we, I mean like the committee or somehow, some kind of, information available to parents who have been away or who've been, not around the school, and then they're going to show up to the school because half of them have chosen now to drive, and just sort of address, that we've begun construction and everything's, not necessarily going to plan, but I just feel like when people first see what the site, it might alarm the general community, like parent populace. Are we going to address that at all before school starts?
Isn't that why there's a PTA liaison also?
No. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to laugh out loud. Who is that person? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm addressing that with Kevin, and he will get together. First, we want to do that with the teachers, and then secondarily, we'll do that with the parents. Okay, and
okay.
I'm waiting for him to get back to me, and we'll go from there. But you're absolutely right.
Okay, great. So Kevin Chase is looped in, and Melanie, you're saying that we have a PTA liaison, or we don't? Do we know?
No, I'm saying that would be a good opportunity for them to,
gotcha.
They can send out all of the documentation to the parents, but I don't know who the liaison is. I don't.
It's my neighbor, Michelle. It's Norm. It's my neighbor, Michelle. So I don't know. Yeah, I was going to ask. I didn't say anything to her about the meeting. I don't know if she got notice, didn't get notice, or anything. I don't know how it all works. But if there's anything that I should be passing along to her, it's Michelle Drennan. And if there's anything that needs to be passed along, her husband broke his leg, so I put their trash bins out and stuff like that. So
okay. Why don't you give her my email, Norm?
Okay.
Okay. I email.
Yep,
myself.
I will do that.
Okay. And I'll
you got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, she may be listening in too.
I'm sorry. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Someone said that.
Yeah.
Someone said she may be listening in. I don't know. It's possible. Okay. I don't know how it works, but.
Okay. I doubt it because I don't have her on the distribution list.
Okay.
The first time I heard that name. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Anything else from the committee?
None here.
Not hearing aids?
Nothing.
I will ask for a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay.
Hey, we're on the record. Is there a Harry update, or should that be not on
I'm
this
still
call?
waiting. I've had calls into his life the past 10 days. I have not gotten a call back, so I don't know what's happening. But if anybody's got a birthday card, you can send it to Harry. September 2nd is his birthday. So, okay? That's all I can tell you right now. As soon as I hear something, I'll broadcast it. Okay?
All right, thanks.
Thank you all. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
All right.
Tom.
Good night.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.